It's that time of the year again. Spotify Wrapped has dropped, outlining our favorite artists and our favorite songs. And I couldn't be more excited to showcase my favorite artists to you guys and describe why I love them so much. And in tandem, I'm also going to be eating my top 5 snacks of all time. So we're going to be going through this from my 5th favorite artist to my 1st favorite artist. And we're going to have an associated snack with each artist. The snacks are in order as well, from number 5 favorite to my favorite at the end, which would be number 1, of course. So I'm excited to get into this very interesting idea, talking about food and also my favorite music, which is 2 of my passions. So let's do this. First thing we got is actually going to be the drink, and I put that at number 5 because partially I'm quenched right now, and I also need caffeine, but let's reveal it. We got the Monster Hydro, and ignore the flavor because my favorite flavor is actually the blue bottle. Don't know the exact name of it, but every gas station around me is out of stock, so apparently somebody's on to me. Feds are on to me. They understand that this drink is amazing, the blue version, but instead we got purple grape, which, to be honest, is one of my least favorite flavorings, but I had to get something. We're gonna jump right in, and I'm gonna pop the cap. Oh yeah. Gotta welcome the chimp too to the video. He's always here, my chimp. Give him a little sip maybe. No, I get first dibs. Oh. You know, it still tastes immaculate even though it's grape. Let me know in the comments. You guys like grape flavoring? I personally don't. I will say there is a boatload of sugar in here, but we're gonna ignore that. It basically tastes like a more glorified sweet Gatorade without that saltiness that you would expect, and it also has caffeine. I believe there's around 150 milligrams in here. Let's get into my number 5 favorite artist of the year, or most played artist of the year on Spotify, and it is, drumroll please, holy rings, Tom the Mailman. You guys probably don't know who Tom the Mailman is, so this is going to be a great introduction to you guys of one of my favorite artists and someone that came into my life musically around 2 years ago. He is an artist that is very genre-verse. He is included in punk pop, hip hop, R&B, sort of all over the place. And I actually went to see him live in Minneapolis at the First Avenue. A lot of you guys probably know what the First Avenue is due to Prince, even if you're not from Minnesota. And he is an exceptional performer. He is so interactive with the audience. I don't know if you guys have ever had an experience with an artist that is very interactive and aware of all of the fans in the crowd. He would do crowd surfing. He had us all sit down in a circle where he was in the center singing a song, and he'd have us repeat the lines for him. He actually did like introductions where you would turn to your neighbor and like introduce yourself, give a hug, kind of like school stuff. So he definitely knows how to perform, up and coming. I couldn't love him more, no homo. And he was so energetic of a performer, so highly recommend you go listen to him. And I'm glad I had sort of a, you know, smaller artist on my list because the rest of my list is very popular artists. So like to have a little bit of a indie girl in me, as you could say. Indie boy, not indie girl. It's just a meme. So let's go for a more sip of this. I won't go into him too much because a lot of y'all don't know who he is. But I need to inject more caffeine into me. So let's just start chugging a little bit of this. Highly recommend you guys go check him out. Favorite songs by him, which were also in my top 5 songs of the year, are Bad Ho and also Last Night. Very different songs. Bad Ho is more of like a trap banger, and then Last Night is more of like a punk rock-esque song, but 2 of my favorite songs by him, so go check it out. Let's get into our next snack. So my number 4 favorite snack of all time, I'm actually going to keep this in frame by the chimp. It is going to be beef jerky. And you know, I get it already. Y'all are coming at me. Beef jerky's way too expensive for what you get, and I agree. It's highway robbery. Whoever runs these beef jerky companies needs to be locked up, let's just be honest, for the prices they're charging. But the struggle is real, I guess. I just got the original Jack Links because, you know, classic. I don't get this too often because of the cost, but definitely a classic. And I need to get my protein in tonight, so I figured it'd be a good addition to the list. There's the beef jerky right there. So I'm gonna pop the first slice, I guess we'd say, into the mouth. So salty, so savory. Hint of sugar in there. Perfect snack, to be honest, on the go. Especially if you need your protein in for the games, you feel that. But enough about the snack. My number 4 Spotify artist played of the year, the 4th artist I spent the most time with, is going to be Ariana. Ariana Grande, baby. You heard it. I got no shame. She makes perfect pop music. There's no way around it. She makes perfect pop music. And she didn't even drop an album this year. And to be honest, I don't really mess with her most recent projects as much as the Thank You Next project, which, you know, has a special place in my heart. I can play that whole thing front to back over and over again. Call me a white girl. I don't care. It's fantastic. Bangers, just also very low cut R&B songs that are super sad, like Ghostin', as well as Fake Smile, which is a very depressing song about putting on a fake persona of being of a celebrity of her status and acting like everything's okay amidst everything going on, like such as Mac Miller passing away, who she used to date, rest in peace. But enough about that project. Ariana has been someone that I've always loved since her earlier projects. Yours Truly, one of her older projects. I've been around ever since then. And no, I did not watch her Disney shows. It doesn't run that far back. What are my top songs from Ariana? Bad Idea, which kind of alludes to one of my other favorite artists on this list, or top artists of the year. So Bad Idea, off of Thank You Next album. 7 Rings, of course. I think there was Ghostin' on there as well. So mainly from the Thank You Next project, which I mentioned before. I need the vinyl, bro. I'm going to get the vinyl soon. So hopefully I can show you guys my vinyl collection soon, but I want to expand it even further. Let's keep the video rolling. I think everyone knows who Ariana is. I don't got to explain myself anymore. To my 3rd favorite snack of all time. Cheez-Its. It sounded like I just said Jesus. Cheez-Its. Oh my goodness. Your boy Rusty today. Let me know down in the comments, first and foremost, what is your guys' top 5 snacks of all time? What are your top 5 artists of the year? And do you hate any of these things or enjoy any of them, whether it's the music or the food? Let me know. Let's have a conversation. So I'm going to be honest with the Cheez-Its. I got into it a little bit. I couldn't help myself last night. And they're the extra toasty version, kind of like my college days. Pause. I love stuff that's burnt. So the extra toasty Cheez-Its, when they dropped, I was like, this is the perfect thing for me. I'm the type of dude that burns my marshmallows when I make s'mores. I set the bish on fire, and then I blow it out, and I set it on fire again, make it all black. So we got the extra toasty ones here. So I'm gonna dive in for some Cheez-Its. So what is my 3rd top played artist of the year? And this is actually my favorite rapper of all time. And he's usually on the list every single year, so I'm glad he's returning. He was number 2 last year. Hold on. Let's get some Cheez-It ASMR here. Big Sean. First rapper I ever listened to. Fell in love with him immediately. Back when Pandora days on the school bus in middle school. Listening to Dance Ass. You know, the classics. I Do It. The Finally Famous Project. Special place in my heart. I've been following his catalog ever since. Albums like the, you know, I'm forgetting a lot of his project names because he's kind of falling off as a rapper, I'm not going to lie, but there's the I Decided, the Dark Sky Scrapers? Dark Sky Paradise? It's been a hot minute, y'all. I listened to that Dark Sky project at least 1,000 times, so it's kind of wiped from my memory because I don't listen to it anymore, just to the sheer amount of auditory reimbursement. Weird choice of words there that I put myself through with that album. But the vinyl for that one's like hella expensive, so I'm not going to get it. But enough about the albums. Big Sean is my favorite rapper. Call it cringe. I don't care. A lot of people say he has corny lyrics. I kind of agree, but I like the corny lyrics, and he also can be deep when he wants to be, and he just makes great pop rap as well. And my top tracks from him for the year were actually related to his most recent project, dropped in 2020, which is Detroit 2, and I have the vinyl over there. The top tracks from him this year were off that project, Detroit 2, and it would be the Friday Night Cypher, which I believe is, it is a bunch of Detroit rappers all on a cypher, and it's just a banger. Big Sean's verse is the best verse on the entire thing, and Eminem is on there as well, so for him to out-rap Eminem, don't come at me. I'm an Eminem hater, don't come at me. But that song, and then ZTFO, Zen the Fuck Out, I'm gonna bleep that, but I don't care. That song is immaculate, harder than my demons. Just that entire project, Detroit 2, highly recommend you guys go give it a listen because it is just so inspirational and also just an enjoyable listen. There's only one or two skips on there where Big Sean, for some reason, decides to sing, which is kind of a nitpicky thing I don't like about him. But more Cheez-Its, let's go. We are gonna move on to my number 2 snack. I already ate so many of these already. I couldn't help myself. I just saw the box and I'm like, bro, I gotta eat these last night. And I almost finished the whole goddamn box, but I can't help myself around snacks. I love snacks. If I have them in my apartment, I will eat them in full. They are not lasting long. I'm that type of person, so I can't control myself around this type of stuff. My number 2 favorite snack is garden salsa sun chips, which is ironically really weird because I hate tomato. I absolutely despise tomato. It's the only food I cannot eat, and it's part of my favorite chip, which is so weird. And I feel like sun chips is a really hot take for a favorite chip, so please roast me. I'm gonna get the big ASMR. Okay, there we go. Enough about sun chips, but this is my favorite flavor of sun chips, and of course sun chips are my favorite chip. My number 2 top artist of the year on Spotify is going to be, and this is a new entry, and I couldn't be more excited about it. Judge me all you want. Honestly, my top 5 Spotify is, or my rap this year is just entirely, white girl-esque, but come at me, I don't care, H&M looking ass. My second artist of the year is Olivia Rodrigo. She just makes amazing pop music, much like Ariana, but it's more modern and more to my liking with like the punk influence and the rock influence, as well as just more versatility on her projects, especially the new one, Guts, I Need the Vinyl. It's just front to back, perfect album from my perspective, and there's a lot of relatable subjects to a man that's 24 years old, but doesn't matter when the music just sounds fantastic. The instrumentals, her singing, the versatility of her singing, how creative and fun she is and loose on tracks. One of my new favorite artists. And favorite tracks from her from that project, or Guts, for the entire year is Love is Embarrassing, Sleeper on the album, as well as All American B. I'm not going to say the word because I don't want to put another bleep in the edit. As well as Logical, very slow, sad track about taking accountability in a relationship that ended, or just accountability in general. Much like the track Making the Bed on Guts as well, where it's very accepting of, hey, I'm the one that put myself in this position. I made these decisions, even if they weren't fully in my control and other people had an influence in these things. I put myself here. And if I regret certain things in my life or situation I'm in, I have to take accountability to that and change it and not sit and dwell on it, kind of like you lay in your bed. But more sun chips. Guys, I could talk about this stuff for hours, so I need to concise this video a little bit. We got snacks to eat too. If you're interested in more of this, just me blabbering about artists I love, please let me know and I'll make another video about this and just go off. So, for the sake of time, I'm gonna move on to my top snack of all time. You probably noticed that a lot of these are salty, which is true. I'm a salt man. I don't like sugar a lot, but if I am gonna pick something sweet, my top snack is gonna unveil what that sweet thing is going to be. If I'm going anywhere, gas station, grocery store, theater, you name it, crunch. Let me know if you're with me. I don't know what it is about it. I'm more of a dark chocolate man, and I just love the crunchiness. I mean, of course, it's called crunch. No shit, Sherlock. The riciness to it and the literally sweetness of it, even though I just said I don't like sugary things. It's just so snackable. So I'm gonna dive in, and we're also gonna dive in to, I'm gonna move some of the stuff so you can have a more better view of my crunch here, my bunch of crunch, not the nutrition facts. My favorite, not my favorite artist, jeez bro. My top artist of the year, number one, I was in the 0.005% top echelon of listeners for, I mean, it's on my sweatshirt. You guys could probably guess it. Abel Tesfaye. I'm gonna call him Abel because he's no longer The Weeknd, but former known as The Weeknd. I love the man, no homo, kind of like Ariana. I wish they were dating, to be honest. That'd be kind of funny, but he just has been with me through dark times, fun times, whatever emotion I'm feeling or whatever time I'm going through, he has a song or album for me, and I go through phases with him of my projects I go to. Like, I love a majority of his projects. There's a couple that I don't like too much, like Beauty Behind the Mind Madness, but that has The Hills on it, so how can you argue against that? But we're gonna go more into The Weeknd after some crunch. Bro, this stuff is dangerous. It is so dangerous. Careful around this stuff, bro. I think they make a dark chocolate version of this, and if I get my hands on that, I'm getting fat. I will die. 100%. Drown it with more sugar. Okay. But yeah. So I talked about phases for my The Weeknd listening or Abel listening. This year was definitely a Starboy year. And I know Starboy gets a lot of hate. It's considered to be his weakest project by far because it's so H&M-y, so poppy, very mainstream, and a lot of filler on there, songs that sound similar. And, you know, overall, I would agree. Front to back, it's not like a smooth listen. It's bloated as well. But there's certain songs on there where it's like Starboy, the title track, perfect pop song, swagadocious, makes you feel good. The Daft Punk drums, just a vibe overall. It makes you feel like you're the man, especially at the gym. Reminder, the song, not an actual reminder, was my top song of the year. I listened to it like 200 something times. It's just crazy to think about, but another braggadocious song. Makes you feel like, you know, the man, especially when you're in the whip. You're just like, every time you try to forget who I am, I'll be right there to remind you again. Skirt crashes. But anyways, so good. Fantastic. It's just one of those songs where, honestly, his bars, he'd be rapping and flowing, unlike The Weeknd. A lot of the projects he ain't be rapping. And it's just a feel-good song. I'm going to stop talking about the song specifically because I got to explain my love for The Weeknd more and why he's my top artist. He just doesn't miss. Every album is something that's different and unique. Obviously, iconic After Hours with the red suit. This is me in the After Hours red suit, looking fresh as hell, you know? And the aesthetic of like dark horror themes with the 80s comeback twist. Songs like Blinding Lights and Heartless and the whole gist, Faith, you name it. I have almost all of his vinyls over there. I definitely spend the most time with him, and I am not ashamed of it. And deep down in the heart, I am a trilogy man. House of Balloons, Thursday, Echoes of Silence. Echoes of Silence is my favorite. That's peak music for me. It will never get better just because of the creativeness and just uniqueness of making that dark and transparent of music, both production-wise and also lyrically, vocally, everything. was just so new to the time and so risky, where it just fascinates me. If you ever like have spare time, look into, you know, documentaries. There's some good ones on YouTube about how Abel Tesfaye The Weeknd came to be, because it started dark. Like, I mean, just read through the lyrics of these old projects. It just fascinates me. But again, I could talk about this for like 3 hours. So let's eat some more crunch and shut the hell up. So if you haven't listened to Old Weeknd, his first project, highly recommend it. Yeah, guys, that's my top 5 snacks, and then my top 5 artists on my Spotify Wrapped.
This is my summary of my Spotify 2023 Wrapped. Let's go.
That was an enjoying video to make. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know your favorite snacks down below, top 5 style. Favorite artists down below, top 5 style. Even if you're a friend, even if you're fam, do it. Do it. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. I appreciate all of you. The support for my last video was amazing. Highest view count to date, and I did not expect it to get views at all. And yeah, I will be back very soon with a holiday video for sure, and whatever other weird videos that come to my mind. Who knows what can happen with this channel, but we going. Thank you so much. James Memeats is about to chimp his way out.